Hi. Thanks for stopping by our channel. If you're new here, be sure to reserve your spot for our free job interview training. For a limited time only, we are giving away this training absolutely free of charge. Click the link in the description to reserve your spot today. I've looked at thousands of resumes as a job recruiter. In this article, I'm going to share what recruiters are looking for in a resume, and specifically what they look for at first glance. I'll also share what hiring managers look for in a resume so you can make sure your resume is getting you as many interviews as possible. Let's get started. What recruiters are looking for in a resume: overall address and location. Recruiters want to know where you're located if you're applying for a job that requires you to come into the office. They look for this detail in your resume header section. You can choose what to include in that section, though. For example, I recommend just including your city, phone number, and email, but not a street address. If you're trying to relocate and get hired by employers in a new city or state, you can use the helpful tips in this article, what to put for your address on a resume when relocating. Otherwise, if you're a local candidate, make it clear to the company from the start by showing them that you're in their city. Typically, resumes from local candidates will be favored. Recent work experience. Next, recruiters are looking for experience and qualifications related to the job they're considering you for. Their primary hope is to see relevant experience in your 2 to 3 most recent jobs. However, that doesn't mean they ignore the rest of your work experience. They simply put more weight/importance on more recent work, and they always look there first. The most important thing to know about how a recruiter reads your resume: as the recruiter reads your resume, they're comparing your skills and experience to the job description. They're not thinking about whether you seem impressive in general, or smart, or even hardworking. Those qualities will be judged in an interview. So to get the interview, you need to show job-relevant skills first and foremost. If you're entry-level, then you can point to education, internships, training, and anything else that shows you'll be able to help the company if hired. Just know that recruiters are always looking for proof you can step into the job and succeed. Hiring managers often think in this same way. I'll cover what hiring managers look for in your resume coming up later in this article, so keep reading until the end. Targeted career summary. Recruiters will read a career summary paragraph if you include one on your resume, and they're looking for it to be targeted to the job you want next. Recruiters are only interested in your story and abilities as they pertain to the job you're pursuing now. So think about how you want to present yourself to employers in your current job search, and in 2 to 3 sentences, highlight the most relevant skills you bring. Advancement and progression. Recruiters also want to see your career story and progression from one company/role to the next. They'll look at each company you worked for and how long you spent there. Ideally, they want to see some growth and upward movement/advancement in the long-term career trend. Always show promotions and upward moves on your resume when possible. If you were promoted within an organization, separate your roles on your resume so recruiters can see the different job titles and responsibilities for each position. Separate these roles on your LinkedIn profile, too. A recruiter may look to your LinkedIn profile or other social media to gather more info about you, even if you only sent a resume. When writing their recent work experience, most job seekers simply list what they were responsible for. You should highlight exactly what you achieved and start your bullets with verbs like led, grew, organized, achieved. Then, include percentages, dollar amounts, the number of people you led, and all sorts of other numbers and data to demonstrate how you helped your employers. I know this isn't easy to do for some types of jobs. For example, it's quite easy in sales but rather hard for an administrative assistant. But if you sit and think for 30 minutes, you should be able to come up with at least a few accomplishment-based resume bullets to include. More resources to help you: 22 resume bullet examples, 35 accomplishment examples for a resume. Dates of employment. Recruiters will look at how often you've changed jobs and how long you've been in each of your previous roles. So if you want to hide your age when applying for a new role, consider removing your graduation date, and also consider limiting your resume work experience to the past 15 or so years. Education. If a certain level of education is required for a job, your education is one of the first things recruiters look for, but the recruiter will usually just glance to confirm you have the requirements and then scroll back up to the rest of your resume. Thanks for watching. Grab your free job interview training below.